Boxing King Media in association with Boxro, trainer of KSI, Alexis. We've just seen KSI's opponent, Jay Fournier, do, I don't know what to call it. What do you call that?
Nothing. He didn't do anything. Fair enough. I guess he didn't want to show anything. I think
Were you expecting that?
Yeah, pretty much so. I don't think he's going to do too much. I think he wants to save himself for the fight night. I think he should save himself for the fight night as well.
I just spoke to Vidal Riley. He's expecting KSI to blow him away. Obviously, he's been out of the ring for a long time. Is that what you're expecting? Is that what you're planning for?
No, not at all. I mean, look, like I said, he's a 9-0 pro who won the WBA, same belt that Buatsi has. It's not that you expect him to blow him away. It's how the fight's going to happen. If Joe comes out swinging really hard, I think there's a potential for it to be an early night. If Joe sits behind a double guard and makes life a bit tough, then I guess some experience will come into play. We have to find out the holes and work good form to get on the inside of that.
Khaled Salman mentioned the fact that he's got a WBA title as well that Buatsi had, but obviously we know you can kind of maneuver yourself into positions for that. But in your opinion, would Jay Fournier win an English title or a British title?
Absolutely not. Just same as Tommy Fury. That's why Tommy Fury's in this space too. With your opinion, do you think Tommy Fury could win a British title right now in the light heavyweight division?
I never have opinions. I just ask the questions. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't see him beating the light heavies. The light heavies in England at the moment are amazing. We've got some great quality guys, light heavyweight, let alone cruiserweight, depending on which weight they're going to rank Tommy Fury at. But no, he couldn't do that either. So I don't think it's to do with rankings per se. I think it's to do with experience levels. I think it's to do with the fact that we're dealing with a 9-0 pro, and no other boxer that you could probably, or I could know, would fight a 9-0 pro boxer in their first 5 fights. I can't think of another boxer who has fought a 9-0 pro in their first 5 fights.
On paper, obviously, we've seen Joe in the ring before, so we know what he brings to the table. Is he realistically a more tougher challenge than, let's say, Tommy Fury? Then, because everyone's comparing what Jake Paul's done and what KSI's done.
Yeah, I think that on paper, yes. In reality, I think Tommy Fury's got youth on his side. First of all, definitely not opponents, because their opponent lists have been awful. I mean, considering that KSI's already fought Pineda, who was like 3-5 as a Mexican pro. And none of those guys would have that record on their records. They've all guys that are 2-26 and 3-56, and they've got proper journeymen. So I think when it comes to on paper, I think they're both the same. But I think ultimately Tommy's definitely comes from a better family, fighting family. He's a better boxer. He's younger. He's got youth on his side. He puts punches in clusters together. He's definitely, in my opinion, the more active boxer. But what Joe brings to the table, I guess, is that experience of sparring guys like Chris Eubank, James DeGale, fighting David Haye for 8 rounds. That is a level of experience there that, as a coach, I have to make sure I'm on point with. That's what I take seriously.
Interesting stuff. So KSI wins this Saturday. Everyone's talking because everyone's fascinated with what's happening next. I've suggested to Khaled Salman, the Saudis, I think, would be interested in Tommy Fury versus KSI. Does that whet your appetite?
Yeah, definitely. Look, I think the Jake Paul fight's a $100 million fight, and I think that it's something that we can always get. And we have offered it. We tried to get it this year. We booked out Millennium Stadium in December, and Tommy Fury didn't want, and Jake Paul didn't want it. So I don't know how much more KSI can do, and his team, and like his management can do to secure a fight. If I'm honest with you, I would have thought that Jake would have got the rematch against Tommy. I think any boxer that loses a split decision, especially with that amount of hype, would want the rematch immediately, not move on to a different opponent. So I'm a bit perplexed with that, but at the same time, I think, yeah, it leaves us with a great opportunity of fighting Tommy Fury, if that's a fight to be made.
And just a quick word on Jake Paul. Yesterday did an interview, kind of ridiculed what Misfits are doing and said he was at WWE and you guys aren't taking the sport seriously. And he is obviously fighting Nate Diaz. So your response to them comments?
Yeah, I think to suggest that KSI isn't taking, or Misfits isn't taking the sport seriously is insane. We're doing something called sports entertainment. We have professional fighters that fight on high-level boxing and high-level MMA and blah, 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 but this Misfits is sports entertainment with great quality fights. Also, KSI is owner of the show as well as a competitive athlete, and he's taking, he's offered Jake a fight. He's offering to fight the guy that beat Jake. So to suggest that it's making a mockery of something it's kind of a bit weird, because we're doing two things, which is sports and entertainment. So a bit weird.
Is he mentally prepared for, let's just say KSI loses, because you know yourself as a trainer, he's under so much pressure as a promoter, fighter, the expectation of fighting Tommy. Jake's just had to deal with that. Are you prepared for that moment should it happen?
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Definitely not prepared to lose at all. No, it won't enter any of our minds. It's absolutely not going to happen. I think that anyone that enters to have that inclination in your head, I think you're in the wrong sport. I think if you're thinking about retiring, you're thinking about what happens if I get hurt. I think if you think about these things, you definitely shouldn't be doing what we're doing. 100%.
Last question, quick prediction on Deji Swarms.
I think Deji being the southpaw and having more experience and being patient should probably take that. But again, Storms in his last fight landed one punch that seemed to have broken orbital. So I don't know if he's carrying mad power or crazy luck, I don't know. But you always got to be careful when someone gets someone out of the way with one punch.
Lost 20 kg in weight, make a difference that you reckon?
Yeah, a lot of guys that lose weight generally keep their power. Because they lose weight, they lose body fat, but they have that strength that carry that body weight around. So sometimes guys that have been heavy have always got a lot of power. I've come to, in my experience, some of the guys carry the power quite well. So you don't know, I don't know. But it'll be interesting.
Alexis, I appreciate your time. You're a busy guy and you always give me time, so I appreciate it. Thank you.